Hey, what's up guys, my name is Strategy's Destiny, and in this video I'm going to be giving you guys a guide for the Kraken Clan, so let's get right into it. So I'm just not going to read this description here, you guys can read it right now. Pause the video if you want to. I'm going to go to the starting bonuses. Alright, so colonization and building costs on non-coastal zones are 50% more expensive. So I'm just going to clarify what a coastal and non-coastal zone is. A coastal zone is basically if there's water on the side of if there's water around it. If there's no water around it and it's just land around it, no matter what, it's a non-coastal zone. So yeah, you can see that you want, with this clan, the strategy is to be focusing on the coastal zones and try to ignore the non-coastal zones as much as possible here. Alright, so the next one is all units attacked is reduced by 30% on a non-coastal zone. Alright, so yeah, you know what a non-coastal zone, I explained that. Alright, so you can't build longship docks, trade victories not available to you. So you can, unfortunately, you're gonna have to build merchants to help generate the gold, but overall it compensates with a lore ability I'll show you guys. So the fisherman's hut is replaced by the fishery. It can be used to fish in both lakes and seas, so it doesn't have to just be a specific tile that the other clans have to go for. You could just fish right off your town hall, actually. The brewery is replaced by the Northgard Kraken, which is a building I'll show you guys to train female villagers into Norn. The Norn produces happiness and word. Word can be used to activate special abilities, which I will go through once I start the game here. So future sight, you obtain 400 word. The events are now revealed long before their clans, which is like an earthquake's gonna happen or an infestation. You guys probably know that, so you get that event long before in advance. So I guess it's kind of help. I'd say they still give you enough time even if you're not the Kraken clan, but this is just even more helpful. It's okay. Howl of the Sea Master, that's when you reach 500 fame military units. So let me just clarify what military units mean. It could also mean the enemy's military units, not just your own. And they have a chance to become a spectral warrior, so that's pretty good. And then the relic gives you 1000 ward, and your new Norns also produce fame. Alright, so guys, let's get started here. Alright guys, so as always, before you start the game here, I want you guys to build your scout camp and your house. That's the standard start for any game in Northgard. Before we go on to so this is like a coastal zone. This is a coastal zone, even though there are rocks here, guys. It's still a coastal zone because water's around it. So that's just what I wanted to show you guys right there. Alright. So I'm just going to explain what word abilities are while I start scouting out here. What they are and what they do. Okay, so shallow waters improve a coastal zone to accept one additional building. You can cast it to give you one additional building, or you could cancel it. Doing that, left clicking, you can cancel it. High tide, cancel the Kraken's building and attack penalties in a non-coastal zone. I think that could actually help your enemies, because I'll explain. I think I'll talk about the Kraken later. You can colonize in neutral non-zone for the normal cost. So, for example, this zone over here, no water around it. As you can see, it costs extra instead of the 20 plus 10, so it costs 10 more than normal because it's a non-coastal zone. There's no water at all around it whatsoever. You can cast that to get it for the normal cost, and your military units won't suffer from the 30% attack. Your unit's attack power won't be reduced by 30% because it'll be considered a coastal zone once you cast High Tide on that. So that's good to note. As you can see, there are fish in the water now. You can build fisheries to fish off of. So that's pretty nice. So you basically have, it's probably a lot easier to survive during the winter because you already have 2 fishing spots and you didn't even have to expand at all. And there's even more fish over here, so it's like you're good for winter, honestly. It'll be like summer at that point. Because with fishing you don't get any food production reduction because the fish is the same in winter or summer, so that's how it goes for that. Let's go to Road to Valhalla. So consecrate one of your Norn that you train female villagers using this Horger thing. They become Valkyries, and you can only have 1 Valkyrie. To clarify that, and then summon 5 hostile spectral warriors to a chosen enemy coastal zone. So you can basically use them to attack the enemy town hall right over here. That's pretty good if you ask me. Not gonna lie. This is a pretty good clan. Alright, so now that I explained the word abilities, I'm just gonna quickly go over the new buildings and clarify. Horger, that's for the Norns. The other new building is the fishery. They also, which costs 80 wood, and I think that's all that's been added that's new. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Don't worry guys, I will explain more stuff as the game progresses, like the new lore points. I'm just gonna, I'll do that a bit later into the guide here. I think overall, guys, you want to save up your ward. You don't want to use it unless you really have to, because you're gonna really want to use that for the PvP aspect, like for the Valkyrie and the Spectral Warrior summon. You're not gonna want to really use it in the early game that much because you want to save up for that and destroy your enemies with it. Especially the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie has 18 resistance, to let you guys know, so they're pretty strong units overall. I'm letting them die out because at this point I don't really need them. I'm gonna have to cast High Tide on this though because, well, actually I have enough food for that. It's fine. I put this on low hostility, guys, because I just want to make this, don't want to have that much trouble with the enemies. I just want to make this guide as quick as possible, and if I have to deal with enemies too, it's going to be a lot longer guide than I would want to have it as, so that's why I'm just gonna, oh, well damn. Oh yeah, building costs. I forgot to say that. I didn't notice that because I didn't really... Oh man. Yeah, building costs are that much more expensive. So yeah, guys, if you're in the early game, if you have a really valuable non-coastal zone, I'd suggest using high tide actually, because building, that's just too much if I have to bloody. Also, it's just not worth it having that much building costs for each building increased by 50%. That's just too much. The colonization was enough of a debuff. That was quite annoying. I think overall you play it like just any other clan until a bit later when you have more resources. You're gonna definitely want to use the Horger to get your clan to keep growing, and because you really need that for the special abilities. So you're gonna definitely want a Horger eventually, and I definitely suggest that, recommend that. So first we're gonna go with sharp axes here. And rush wood if you can, guys, because you need it to build this. You want to just spam buildings in the early game, because it'll be harder to later game because you'll be too focused on trying to kill your enemies, make them suffer. So yeah, definitely advise doing that. Don't forget about your feasts, and yeah. Feasts, I actually used to never do feasts because I never were really aware of them, but they really do help overall, so we would advise doing that. That's about it for now. Oh, wow. I can't put that happiness to waste. Don't use a feast when you have maximum capacity, guys. That was a noob-like move of mine. I just did. It feels bad. Might as well build this. I'll build my healing hut back here. Oh, actually no. We need some money coming in. Okay guys, I'm going to explain to you guys the next lore point here near this, in this column near the Sea Spirit. Generates +1 crowns for every 3 buildings on coastal zones. Just telling you, coastal zones is this, and that's about it. Anything with water around it, and it's for every 3 buildings you get +1 crowns, so it's quite helpful. As you can see, brought it up pretty nicely, so it encourages me to build more buildings by rushing wood, so it is quite collaborative with my strategy right now. So yeah, it's quite good. And we're gonna rush for the Warchief here. help us defend our lands. Our happiness is pretty good already, so we don't really have to worry about starting to get Norns right now. She's not special, she's just a normal Warchief that everyone else can get for any other clan. At least she'll let me defend pretty nicely overall. And I'll put a healer's head down. There we go. Very nice. This is a coastal zone, so I will not be debuffed if I attack. Might as well actually just attack soon. Put on a rally to the Warchief here. Yeah, now they target the weaker. It's kind of annoying. I guess the update's a bit more realistic. You would go for the weaker units. So at least it's nice that they're trying to make changes to the game. But they're updating it. Yeah, it used to be the ones that you aggro towards, the ones that get it. Like if I were to send my unit and then follow with the warrior, they would only go for the Warchief because I sent my Warchief in first for the aggro. But now it seems like they're gonna attack the weaker ones first. Well, that's how it is actually. You're gonna build a thing here. I'm gonna build forge and finally a fisherman's hut. We'll get her to become a merchant. 1 second. Wait, do they? Oh no, it's not. They don't go for lore points. That's unfortunate. But yeah, as you can see, I'm getting +4 for Near the Sea Spirit, which is a lot better than the trading thing that only gives you like +2 or +3 crowns. This one gives you +4, and well, actually, not just +4. It's always increasing because if you keep building buildings on the coastal zone, so Near the Sea Spirit is always increasing compared to trading. It only stays like +2, but this one is actually quite a good lore point compared to the other clans. So that's pretty good if you ask me. I'm liking this clan a lot to be honest. But yeah, overall as a Kraken clan, it's a bit harder to use because you have to make sure on just attacking mostly in the coastal zones, because non-coastal is just a lot more harder to do because you're naturally 30% weaker there. I think I'll forge. Yeah, I'll forge the relic. No, I don't have the money. Let's get another fisher person. Even though the hostility is low, I'll build this just in case. We're gonna go for colonization, guys, because I kind of want to get this. Since there's a need to colonize this zone, in my opinion, to get this house. We're gonna go with colonization. If otherwise, I would have won for another lore point. I would have won for something else, but for now, we're just going with colonization. Since I'm full on building section, since I can't really, since I'm out of building space, that's why I colonized this. With future sight, this would have been predicted a lot earlier, but I think it's still so many months behind, so many months ahead they tell you this, so it's like it doesn't really matter to me. That extra thing that you get it these many months earlier, to be honest with you, guys. It's only 2 Dragor. I think I could deal with it again. I didn't play this anymore. I started recording from the beginning, guys, because I want to make sure I show you guys everything that's been added with this clan. I would feel bad if I didn't go over everything. Actually, we'll turn him into a miner. That makes more sense. Well, actually, since we may need her as a Norn soon, we'll keep her there, the female villager there. Start getting this relic built, actually. Because then I can get a Valkyrie. Actually, no. We're gonna do a small attack here. And we're gonna go for knowledge of from far beyond, I'm thinking, because that will increase my lore if I form a trade route. And they'll give me more money from the trade route. I'll explain it later, guys, don't worry. Or the aggro changed to her. Sure, that's helpful. That was dumb. Guys, I'll show you what Valkyries do. Oh wait, no, I actually have to. Wait a second. Oh my god. First I'm gonna focus on this. Spamming this. Getting some more buildings up. 1 second, guys. Just 1 second here. We're just gonna upgrade the fishery actually. Actually should have upgraded the maybe I should have upgraded the trading coast. Yeah, that probably would have been a better idea. Oh, meh. Yeah, actually, yeah, I should have. That was stupid. Okay. Okay, so this reveals we're gonna go for knowledge of far beyond. I shall explain. So, reveals all neutral factions like the Mirkafar, the John Nar, and the Kobolds. I think that's about it. They give you, if you form a trader, it gives you plus 20% more crowns and 30 plus 3 lore. So it encourages that. I'm just gonna trade. I'm gonna trade with the Kobolds because I have more. I'm good on wood, so I'm just gonna trade wood with the Kobolds, not food with the John Nar, because the foods. Well, I mean, wood's just as important, but I don't think I don't need to really worry about the food right now. And I will show you guys what this ability does, Road to Valhalla. So, they're quite strong, like a warrior. I don't know, has a lot less resistance. Yeah, it has the same amount of attack, but still. They have 75 health just like this, so they're basically as strong as a Warchief almost, except not as much attack overall. But actually they have more resistance than the Warchief, so they're kind of like another Warchief. So it's quite good actually to get to use that ability. Suggest you guys use it for sure when you guys can. So they gain the Purify ability. So let me explain to you guys what the Purify ability is here. You could sacrifice your Valkyrie to mainly colonize a neutral or enemy zone. And the zone has to be cleared in order to do that. You can't do it otherwise. So yeah, important to note that. And yeah. We already know what the relic does. I already said it previously. So yeah, guys, we're doing pretty good. I'll also talk about this, about the cancels the Kraken's building attack penalties in the non-coastal zone. So it seems like on a non-coastal zone, the Kraken seems to attack. It also, they seem to, so I didn't know they attack in non-coastal zones. It doesn't seem to attack. The Kraken doesn't seem to bother me. I think it's, since I'm the Kraken Clan, I think they would only attack other clans. Yeah, since I'm the Kraken Clan, they wouldn't attack non-coastal zones of my clan. So yeah, it cancels. So the Kraken overall seems to attack non-coastal zones of other clans that aren't the Kraken Clan. I'm probably assuming here, and I don't know for sure. I'm sorry, guys, but they also attack enemy longship docks, the Kraken. So that's important to note too. So overall, the Kraken clan is pretty good. Having a Kraken attacking your enemies for you, that's pretty good. So yeah, that's about... yeah. So yeah, that's the Kraken. It can't attack me because I can't build longship docks. So that's also pretty nice, if you ask me. Just gonna get some more trade going here. But yeah, we're doing pretty good, guys. I'm just being honest here. Explain Endless Tide. So increases all your military attack power by 20%, reduces the cost of military units by 20%. So yeah, that's pretty good. Each military camp will give me +1 warband, so that's also a good bonus there as well. So everything is going pretty well. I think it's almost the end of the guide, to be honest. I think everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Well, actually, no, I'll talk about the other lore points, and then I think it's actually the end of the guide. So overall, in conclusion here, the Kraken Clan's all about attacking on the non-coastal zones if you want to get in a PvP fight, because then you'll get a 30% debuff if you attack on non-coastal zones. If you're attacking on a non-coastal zone, I'd probably recommend using High Tide so you don't get the debuff when you attack. And yeah, you can harass them with the Ancient Spirits as well. You get Shallow Waters, improve a coastal zone to accept 1 additional building, and you get your own other Warchief of Valkyrie. So overall, yeah, I definitely recommend this clan for sure. And yes, you would want to use Norns when your happiness is too low. So yeah, that's about it for the Kraken Clan. The next thing I'm going for lore is for Coates and Baldur's Blessing. I guess it's your choice your guys' choice after that, what you would like to research. The Foresight, Norns generate 20% more reward and 50% more happiness is the Kraken, one of the Kraken's clan specific ability. And finally, last but not least, Fresh Fish. Oh yeah, that's a good notification if you want to cast something. I guess that really doesn't matter. Okay, let's just move on. The last part, Fresh Fish. Fishermen produce 20% more food. Their tool improvements are free and their foraging time is reduced by 2. I'm not really sure what that is. I think the time to forge the improved tools is reduced by 2. I guess they mean 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure that's about it. So yeah, guys, that is the guide. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave comments on what you thought about this guide or any feedback or how I could improve it. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you want to see more content from this channel, subscribe on the bottom right corner here for more videos, and to turn on the notifications so you don't miss, so you get notified and you don't miss out on my new content. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next one.